Hi, my name is Andrea Capere, and you're watching Mission Nonprofit. Each month, we connect with local organizations and agencies that are making a positive impact in our communities. In recognition of Women's History Month, we're here with Women United, a philanthropic arm of the United Way of Thurston County. Joining us are Randi Nandyal and Rachel Young. Welcome to the show, ladies. How are you?
Thank you for having us.
Great. So tell us, what is Women United?
Well, it's an affinity group of the United Way of Thurston County, and besides being just in Thurston County, it is actually all over the world. There's over 70,000 members nationwide, and what we do is we're a giving circle of women, and not only do our dues, but also the money that we raise throughout the year, it goes towards local nonprofits, and we give the money to charities specifically that help women and girls.
Yes, our mission is to really positively impact women and girls in Thurston County to become financially stable and self-sufficient.
So what sort of work do you do to that end?
Well, first and foremost, we are a giving circle, so we raised funds, and that's probably where we're most visibly in the community. Last year we gave out $50,000 in grants everywhere from the YWCA to Boys and Girls Club Smart Girls program. We also have an element of advocacy. And last month we had Women United members represented on Lobby Day for United Way. And probably our third biggest one's going to be volunteerism. We have a really active volunteer committee that really pulls together whenever a local nonprofit reaches out to us and needs some hands, whether it's painting something or having a fair to help women and girls.
What's really beautiful is within the group, we also have committees like the mentorship committee, where we can actually get together and mentor each other and build on strengths of like leadership and things like that. So
how has leadership grown for some of your participants in Women United?
Well, particularly, we have just transitioned from the Women's Leadership Council to Women United, with the idea of being much more inclusive to all sorts of women. When you get women together, leadership isn't necessarily a hierarchy, it's more of a collaborative leadership. So when you're getting women together, we work better when we're all lifting each other up and really kind of exempling what leadership is rather than being a leader over a group.
Yes. For instance, when I was introduced to Women United, I didn't know anything about nonprofits or like fundraising and helping charities in the community, but I knew that I was very drawn to it, and I love the community, and I really want to make the world and the community a better place. And so as far as like building upon each other's leaderships and skills and strengths, you can actually join committees and help participate in creating the event from the very beginning to the very end of it. And there's a lot of ways to get involved, and just with our relationships, we mentor each other.
So you had said, you know, making the world a better place, and I heard you have a fundraiser coming up. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes. Power of the Purse will be April 28th this year. It's on a Friday night, and it's our major fundraiser of the year. Like I said, we gave out about $50,000 last year in grants. So Power of the Purse really is the majority of that money comes from Power of the Purse, and it's a live auction, a silent auction. We have a fabulous dessert dash, and all the proceeds then go to our grants committee, which you're actively allowed to be a part of the committee if you're a member, who really decides where the money goes. Take a look at all the applicants, interview process. The fun thing about Power of the Purse is, well, you know, there's 4 guys there and it's all a bunch of women. You get a bunch of women in the room having fun. Philanthropy just kind of comes naturally.
Great, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Can you share a success story of Women United specifically? Someone who participated, an organization that was a beneficiary of your work?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rachel herself right here is our incoming chair for next year and has been a complete success.
Yeah, one of the ones that comes to mind too was one of the grants we wrote was to the Economic Empowerment Program, and we had a woman who went through that program. She was actually someone that I knew pretty well, and she came and spoke at one of our retreats with all of our members and shared her personal story of how the Economic Empowerment Program literally transformed her life. She'd been a victim of domestic violence and had never been able to really get on her feet financially since her situation, and the Economic Empowerment Program helped get her through that, and then she actually became a member of Women United, which was beautiful.
We had talked earlier before the camera started rolling about your personal journeys and why you joined Women United. Can you both share some of that?
Well, mine personally, I started out as a staff member of United Way of Thurston County, and Women United, at the time it was WLC, was just my part-time job, and I have been raised by philanthropists, but I hadn't quite found my thing yet in life, and probably after 6 months of kind of just watching, 9 months, I'd probably say 9 months, it took me 9 months to kind of be like, I'm all in, I want to do this, really watching the women come together, and the positivity that surrounds it just really was something that I wanted to be a part of, and I want everyone in my life to be a part of. I've been very fortunate in my upbringing, but if I could just bring that around to everybody in my life, I feel like that would be the best way to impact my friends.
Well, for me, I didn't grow up knowing what philanthropy really even was. I was raised by a single mom with 7 kids, and we had a lot of hardship financially in our lives. But I think that's why I'm so drawn to the United Way and the ability to make a difference in the community, because I feel like I've come so far in my life and learning skills like resourcefulness. And growing up, we didn't really utilize the United Way particularly, but we used like churches and food banks and different organizations like that to help us kind of just get by. But now I'm able to give back. And besides that, for what it's meant to me personally as an adult, just the relationships and the bonding that we do, we're truly a sisterhood. And when we gather and we get together, it's like we don't see our differences, we just see everything that makes us one. It truly is Women United, a very special group of women. We like to say women at our best. There's a beautiful energy. It's hard to explain.
So what does it take to join your cohort?
You can just show up to any of our monthly membership meetings. We put out a newsletter if you're interested in contacting us. You can just check out United Way, Thurston County, or if you're in Pierce County or anywhere if you're watching from here. And then from there on, you can just attend, see if it fits for you. Your membership is a gift. It's not just like you're paying dues to be a part of something. It's actually a financial contribution to our giving circle, which then we're able to turn into grants. So yeah, that would probably be the best way to do that. And then of course from there you could go crazy. You could join the advocacy committee, you could join the events committee, you can join the membership committee, the mentorship committee,
Volunteerism.
the volunteer committee.
Great. And so what has made your organization successful?
Women are a philanthropic force, and that, I think, when you bring women together, it's really kind of an untapped area of philanthropy that hasn't existed before. Not just philanthropy in the financial sense, but even in the volunteer sense. It's just an energy that we bring when we get together, women at our best. And when there's so much positivity surrounding something, and you get a bunch of women together, it's
Women with big open hearts, that like-minded.
So what are some qualities in someone who's joining Women United? What do you look for in people that are joining the organization?
leadership, wanting to make an impact, dedication, empowerment is one word we've really clung to.
Something else is just authenticity. It's not one of those places where you have to feel like people will judge you or you won't be fitting in. You know, it's very embracing and welcoming. And anytime we have guests or new members, we make them feel like they're really a part of it, making them feel welcome.
So what's your favorite part of volunteering with this organization, personally?
I love volunteering. We've gotten to do some amazing projects to go out there. I mean, one day you're painting the walls of an organization like Cielo, who otherwise wouldn't have time to do something that means so much to kind of setting the ambiance of a room for women who are struggling and really trying to, participate in their programs that are uplifting to them, even just creating that ambiance. And then the next day you're at a job fair showing young women how to put together a resume. So it's everything. You're doing the things that may not seem like they matter, but hugely due to the things that seem like they matter, that even impacting that one person is creating a ripple of change for all the people in that one's life.
And we all have different strengths and different weaknesses. So when I first joined Women United, I joined the events committee because that was the committee that needed the most members. And then I realized I'm not really an events person. I'm not the best planner. I'm not very organized. I'm spur of the moment, spontaneous kind of person. But what I can bring to the table and what I can give from my heart is desserts, because I have my own cupcake business. So what I do is I like to help with the dessert dash at the dinner auctions. And I've actually started doing a monthly cupcake birthday party at a local women's shelter that I found through Women United. And so once a month I take cupcakes there, and with the kids that live at the shelter, we decorate cupcakes and celebrate their birthdays, and it's really special.
So it sounds like the work that you do in Women United is all about finding your niche and
Yes.
making work for yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, fantastic.
And we've got like women of all sorts of diverse backgrounds. I mean, we have lawyers, we have mothers, we have cupcake connoisseurs. We have, women who have run their own, other businesses. Then we have women who work for the government. We have women, all sorts of women.
And maybe women who work in TV. Who knows?
Oh, really? Weird. Are you suggesting something?
Yeah.
I have a pledge form in my purse.
And it's not just a networking group. I mean, there's so much more to it. It's very heartfelt. And the friendships that you create from a group like this can really get you through the tough times in life. I've gone through a lot of changes in my life since I've been involved over the past 2 years, and I wouldn't have been able to get through them as smoothly as I did without this group of women in my life. It's a very supportive network of women.
Great. So let's go back to Power of the Purse. Remind me again and our viewers when it's taking place.
April 28th.
Okay.
It's a Friday night, 6 p.m. It is just going to be a great time. It's really our opportunity on every level to really get to experience the energy and make that last push for our grant cycle. So it's wonderful. I mean, all the money stays local. All the gifts stay local here in Thurston County, which is so important, and I think a really unique aspect. I mean, we're an integral part of United Way, so we're very much like that.
So do you have any beneficiaries right now set up, or is there an
We're in
application
the middle of the
process?
process of it. Our RFP is actually out. It'll, if this airs hopefully in time, March 10th is when our RFP will close, and then we'll take a look at the applicants. We'll choose our finalists. We are doing a little bit of a surprise this year at Power of the Purse. So while we will announce finalists at Power of the Purse, we will also have some backups, and hopefully it is such a success that we're able to give out more than we had originally planned.
So it sounds like the event is or the grants are funded by the
Yes.
auction? Okay.
So the auction itself and the membership dues are all go into the giving circle that we then turn into grants to give out to local nonprofits and programs.
And so what sorts of organizations are you looking for to apply for that RFP?
The ones that reflect our mission the most. I mean, we're all about women and girls, making a positive impact on them we want them to be self-sufficient. We want them to be financially stable. Historically, the YWCA Economic Empowerment Program's a prime example of that. And Smart Girls through Boys and Girls Club. So there's all different programs out there, but if they can really reflect what we want to do or align the most with it, that's what we go for.
Okay, great. Well, is there anything else you'd like to close with?
Just that anyone is welcome. Be our guest. There's a Facebook page. It's easy to find. We would love to invite people in the community to be a part of this.
We'd like to invite you, Andrea.
Thank you. So that's all that we have for this evening. You can see Mission Nonprofit on Channel 77 on Sundays at 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays at 7 p.m., Thursdays at 7:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. You can also catch us online at tcmedia.org. See you next time.